There are two women in this world that I hold in the highest esteem on the planet. First one, of course, is my wife, Vanessa, who kept me from being a gas station attendant and made me a president. The second one is Amy Vaughn. And Amy, as my business partner, is a unique relationship because there's nothing in the world that we want to go accomplish that she doesn't say these exact words, how. And right now, if you're going to start taking notes this weekend, how is a word that should become about your vernacular 24/7 your entire life. How is a question you ask yourself when you look at any obstacle, any challenge, anything you're facing in life. The question is how. And it's not about you knowing the answer. It's about you knowing, right, that the journey has begun. The moment you ask the question how, the journey begins. Your mind is a powerful, incredible thing. And your mind works subconsciously more powerful than you could ever work consciously. Consciously, subconsciously, conscious. Who's conscious right now? Raise your hands. Right? And it works more powerfully than you can ever imagine. And so when I look at Amy and our dynamic of being partners for going on 15 years, right? The question is how? How did we make it through the ups and downs financially? How did we make it through 2014 when we were still consultants and a company hired a new CEO on a Monday, we were consulting, and on a Tuesday he fired us. And on that Tuesday I had to fire 22 people. One of the darkest days of my life to have to fire 22 people in one day. Can you guys even imagine what that feels like? It hurts, right? 20 people who didn't deserve it, 20 people who it wasn't owed to, right? 20 people who worked their butts off to help a company grow and help a mission and dream happen. They had to be fired. And in the back of my head, another consultant that I had talked to, his name Jonathan Cronstedt, right? Said, Dutch, it's time for your own thing. It's time to start your own journey. It's time to start your own thing. And even though the consulting company was my own business, it wasn't thought leadership. It wasn't Redefined American Dream. It wasn't money shackles. It wasn't a mission and a direction that will change how people look at money forever in the United States of America. And when I look at that, I say, how did we get from there to here? Well, as we started our tax deed and lien brand, Amy said, okay, let's do it. And I went to her and I said, Amy, all these people attend auction trips and none of them buy deals. Maybe 1 out of 20 buy a deal. A 5% success rate is what's common when people learn about money, finance, education. And I said, I will not spend my life educating, teaching, and training so 3 to 5% of people succeed. I won't do it. And she said, how? And every step of the way during our journey, Amy's always said how. Every step of the way, she says, what are we going to do? How are we going to accomplish it? Every step of the way, she holds the glue and the uniqueness together with our company. Every step of the way, her gut leads us, right, to the next answer, to the next level. And sometimes, as a business leader, you have to surrender to the people around you, because those people know more than you do. And that scope is interesting because you also have to be powerful and you have to lead from above. That's with your own finances. That's exactly the conversation. There are people who will know more about certain parts of finances, but who has to lead your finances, you or me? Me or you? It's really hard to figure out that answer, isn't it? And that's the conversation, is you have to lead your finances.